When setting up your Punchpass account, we definitely recommend putting some time aside to customize your public pages. You can set things up so that it's more aligned with your current branding, maybe how things are looking on your website or in Studio, and so those themes kind of carry across to your Punchpass page as well. So this is my test account, and at the moment I pretty much have all of the default settings on. So I don't have a custom logo, all the colouring there is set to all of those default colours. And nothing is kind of customized yet, so we're going to go through and change some of that so that it's more aligned with my branding. So one thing you may notice that I have already set up that you don't is I have these little images for my instructors. So you can do that by heading into Manage, Settings, over to Instructors and Users, and then scrolling down to the Active Instructors section. You can click into Instructors here and then add an avatar. So that is a good option for students just to see exactly who they are coming to class with or who's going to be teaching them. Particularly for new students who maybe have only come to 1 or 2 classes and maybe they want to stick with that instructor for the first few classes. If there's an image there, then that's going to help them to remember that that's the person maybe they attended their first or second class with. A nice first step that you might want to take is to add your logo to your public page. So if we head over to Manage Settings and then Public Web Pages, we have an option here to add your logo. So I'm going to do that now quickly. Hit Save. And you'll see that's been updated. So we'll give this page a refresh. And you can see my logo has been added there now. Now I may also want to change some of this colouring to align with my logo. So while we're on the public web pages side of things, we can have a look down here on the right hand side, choose a theme, and pick one of these that maybe more aligns with my logo to make things a bit nicer. So I might click Plum, we'll refresh that, and that looks a little bit nicer, ties in with the logo a little bit better. Now while we are in the public web pages section, there is also an option here to customize your link. So if you're doing this for the first time, here is where you can enter your company name or however you want your company to be shown on a URL. You can enter that here, and that's going to customize the URL on the top page. Essentially what people type when they come to your Punchpass page. So it might be, my test studio is called Pilates with Emma, so it might be Pilates with Emma and then .punchpass.com, and that's going to update that URL to your custom choice. So now I have changed this color up here to better align with my logo. I'm also going to look to change some of the colorings alongside my classes here. So these are the default colors here. We can go into Manage Classes and customize some of them. So I have already done that with some of my other classes. You can see my Reformer classes here I've got are all the same color. And some of these other ones don't have a color or are different colors. So it depends on how you might want to differentiate things. You might have, like I've done, a certain type of class that runs, different levels for, or whatever that may be. And you might choose to group those all together with colors, or you might just want to make them all different. So what have we got here? Fitness assessment and open reformer. So let's open these ones up and change the colors, and we can have a look at how that looks. So if we go actions, edit, and say we want to make this one maybe a nice light blue, and maybe our fitness assessment, we want to make it a yellow. Easy as that. We'll go across, do a refresh, and see how that looks. So there we go. So you can obviously, like I say, customize those to be grouped with similar classes, or to be different depending on each class type. It's totally up to you. One final thing I want to show you just quickly is we can customize the text that sits above our public schedule. So this box here, usually there is some default text in here that just has your company email in it. But we can customize this to say whatever we want it to say. We can add emojis, we can add whatever information we think is necessary for customers to know. So if we go over to Manage Settings and then click on Public Schedule, We then have this text box here that we can input whatever we would like to say. So I have pre-written something, so I'll just paste that in. And you can see I've made a lot of use of emojis and also some links out to different things. So maybe I've got a link out to where my studio is located on the map, my social media channels, and you can put anything in there. I like for this to be centered, so I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to hit save. And again, if we refresh, we can see how that looks. So a lot more information, it looks a little bit more cohesive, and just a little bit more personalized. So yeah, things are looking better than just having blank nothing there, or having sort of that default text there. We can also do the same with the Purchase a Pass page. So if we have a look at Purchase a Pass, you'll see that there is some default text there. If we go Manage Settings, and then Online Payments, there is a text box here where we can put some more information. So this one might be more related to payment information, or anything else that you want people to know before they kind of get down to looking at your pass offerings or membership offerings. So again, I've got some pre-written text, so I'm just going to paste that in there. So that's in. I'll hit save, and we can refresh that again. So it looks a lot more personalized than what it did before. There are some other things you can do on Manage Settings Public Schedule to customize your public pages a little bit further. So things like, do you want to show how many spots are left in a class? Do you want to show the instructor name? There are also a few other settings and things here as well. So you may want to have a look through your public schedule settings and just make sure those are aligned with how you're wanting things to look on the public side of things. So if we go back to the customer view, you'll see things are looking a lot more personalized to how they looked before. And I've actually got a tab saved with how things were looking before, so we can have a little bit of a comparison. So yeah, things are really set to the defaults here. There's not a lot of personalization. There's no text up here. The coloring is very basic and set to those defaults. And then comparing back, things are a lot more personalized with my branding and with my logo and everything. So yeah, totally up to you guys how much you want to personalize your public pages, but we would definitely suggest taking a look at some of these settings and getting things a little bit more aligned with your branding and with your studio.